Hey, college football fans. What's up? My name's Harry James. This week we will preview all the ins and outs of college football. Big 12 games. I believe 1, 2, 3 out of conference, 2 in conference. 2 teams that are completely off regardless. Plus we'll preview all the national games on the TV. All this week. Boomerster 1982 college football picks. Don't go away! Alright, college football fans, you guys know this. My name's Harry James. First, we'll break down the games inside the Big 12. First is a non-conference tilt at 11 a.m. No Friday, Thursday games, so we'll start right at 11 a.m. on Saturday. The breakfast game is ULM, that's Louisiana Monroe, at Iowa State. That game will be on FS1. I think the Cyclones bounce back after losing a heartbreaker to Iowa, one that they probably should have won regardless. Or at least have had a chance to win. That'll do it for the morning tilts. The 2:30, the afternoon game, right after that one on Fox Sports 1 also. Southern Methodist at Texas Christian. I'm going with TCU. Look for them to bounce back. Big road win for them, by the way. Last week at Purdue, I called it. And you know what? Next week they'll start conference play. They might overlook SMU. I don't see that. So look for that to happen. Big win at Southern Methodist for TCU. In league play, as we talked about, there's a couple of these in league play teams. One is at 3:30 will be on the new ESPN Plus edition. Our buddy Austin Kendall and West Virginia will be at Kansas. Speaking of big wins in the non-con, man, what about Kansas upsetting BC last week? Oh, mama! Now they'll try to use that momentum and try to knock off West Virginia. I don't think that'll happen. Look for the Mountaineers to take care of some business in Lawrence. Closer than the experts think. And that one. Stepping back outside of conference, though, it says at 6 p.m., the battle for churches. Baylor at Rice. Baylor and Rice. CBS Sports Network at 6 p.m. Look for Baylor to win this one. At least I do. And the prime time game in the Big 12, the battle for their orange colors. Oklahoma State, one of Oklahoma's rivals, and Oklahoma's other rival, Texas. They'll get it on like bro poupon, baby. They'll do that one in Austin. In fact, Texas is playing a little bit better now. They're only lost, by the way, to a good LSU team. Was at home, however. Look for them to keep their name in the hunt, at least in the Big 12, and possibly in the national scene, because I see them beating Oklahoma State. Finally getting over the Oklahoma State hump in Austin. The 2 bye-byes this week, my beloved Oklahoma Sooners and the Texas Tech Red Raiders. All bye. That's it for the Big 12 teams. What about the national scenes? Well, this one should be interesting. Houston at Tulane on ESPN. That one will be Thursday night at 6:30. Look for Tulane to get this one. Oh, baby, what a big win that would be for Tulane. Houston struggling right now, but don't be surprised if this one's closer than the experts think. Houston getting a little bit better. Their only 2 losses are to Oklahoma and Washington State. 2 pretty good teams. That'll do it for the Thursday night show. Friday night show, 3 games. Florida International at Louisiana Tech. That's on the CBS Sports Network. Look for La Tech to win this one at 7 o'clock. An hour later at 8 o'clock Central Time, 2 of them. Fox Sports 1 and ESPN2. Fox Sports 1 will have a Utah as they will be at USC. I'm looking for the Fighting Trojans to win that one on FS1. And the ESPN2 game, Air Force at Boise State on the blue turf. Blue turf hasn't let Boise down in a while, and you know what? Even though it's Air Force, I don't think it'll let them down yet either. Look for this one to kind of get a little out of hand. They're used to playing Air Force, Army, Navy like that because they play Air Force every year. Does Boise? That's the Thursday, Friday slates. What about the Saturday slate? Saturday slate of games at 11 a.m. is when it starts. Southern Miss at Alabama. Or at least our quarterback, Jalen Hurts, his little buddy is at Alabama. ESPN the Deuce. Look for the Tide to roll in this one. Also, another SEC game on the SEC Network, by the way. LSU at Vanderbilt. Look for LSU to win this one. A third SEC game. Tennessee at Florida. ESPN. Gator, baby. Gator haters. Look for them to win that one. Next game is on National Fox. Michigan at Wisconsin and the Badgers. Both teams unscathed. But look for Wisconsin to win this one. They're used to playing on the big scene. Michigan not used to playing on the big scene. They might be looking forward to Ohio State a little bit. That's what happened last week. Remember a couple weeks ago, they played Army. I think that since this one is in Wisconsin with the Cheeseheads, they'll win it. ABC's game is Michigan State at Northwestern. Look for the Sparties to win this one. Feel real bad for the Spartacans this week, guys. They should have had the extra opportunity because the guy leaped. You can't do that in college anymore, guys, or in the NFL. And you can't go back and review it either, so that's why that thing wasn't looked at. Going back to an SEC team, by the way, Cal Berkeley at Ole Miss. That one will be on the ESPNU. The Running Rebels will win that one with Ole Miss. ACC Network will have Western Michigan at Syracuse. On the ACC Network, give me Syracuse. CBS Sports. Speaking of Army, Army will host Morgan State. Morgan State at Army. I'm looking for Army to win that one. The new ACC NX Network. Elon at Wake Forest. I'm looking for Wake to win that one. And finally on the Big Ten Network, either Boston College at Rutgers. Look for Boston College to win that one. On the Mirror Big Ten, UConn at Indiana. I'm looking for the Hoosiers to win that one, even though it's not basketball season yet. Noontime, Coastal Carolina at the University of Massachusetts on the FLO Sports Network. Look for UMass to win that one. And that's it for that one. 1 o'clock p.m. ESPN Plus will have Louisiana at Ohio. ESPN Plus, 1 o'clock. Give me Ohio. No 1:30. 2 o'clock, Troy and Akron. Troy at Akron. That one's on ESPN Plus. Look for Troy to win that one. UCC, that's Central Connecticut, at Eastern Michigan. ESPN 3. Look for Eastern Michigan. Look for Eastern Michigan to win that one. The middle games, 2:30 games. Auburn at Texas A&M. That'll get that one started off. CBS Sports Network. Look for the Aggies to win that one. A&M at the Texas Aggies, by the way. Louisville at Florida State. ESPN. I'm going with Florida State. ESPNU, Temple at Buffalo. Temple, big win last week over Maryland. I think that streak continues on the road at Buffalo. And ESPNU. The ESPN2 ABC game. Two of these. One game will be Central Florida at Pittsburgh. I'm looking for UCF to win this one. Our old buddy Josh Heupel will get a big-time win in ACC country. Might not be a good ACC team, but hey, an ACC team is an ACC team. The mirror game on the ABC ESPN2, Washington at Brigham Young. I'm picking Washington in the battle for the 85 National Championship. Appalachian State at North Carolina. That one's next on the 2:30 slot. The ACC NX Network. I'm looking for New NC to win this one. The Fighting Mac Browns. Mac Brown here. NFL Network. South Alabama at Alabama Birmingham. The battle for the little Alabamas will go to Birmingham, Alabama. UAB. That one's on the NFL Network. ESPN3.com. Bowling Green at Kent State. I'm going for Kent State. Miami of Ohio at Ohio State. That one is on the Big Ten Network. Battle for Ohio. Look for the Buckeyes to win that one at Ohio State. And finally, Wyoming at Tulsa. CBS Sports Network. Look for our neighbors to the north, Tulsa. The only home game for the three main in-state teams this week. Look for it to win them against Wyoming at Tulsa. That one's on CBS Sports Network. That's the 3 o'clock game. Central Michigan at Miami. That's on the ACC Network. I'm going with the regular Cane, also Hurricane. SEC Network, 2 games. Kentucky at Mississippi State. I'm looking for the Bulldogs to take care of the Wildcats. Also on the SEC Network Mirror. South Carolina at Missouri. Look for the Tigers of Missouri to win that one. 3:30. The battle for New Mexico. New Mexico State at New Mexico. The ATT Sports Network. That thing is at 3:30. I'm looking for regular New Mexico to win that one. 5 o'clock. ESPN Plus. Hampton at Liberty. Liberty. The return of Hugh Freeze. And you know what? A home game. The return of Hugh Freeze to the sidelines, and their players are going to play for Coach Hugh, and they're going to get it done. Also, William and Mary at East Carolina. That game will be on ESPN3. Look for East Carolina to win that one. And finally, ESPN Plus will have Wagner at Florida Atlantic. Look for FAU to win the home game on that one, ESPN Plus at 5 o'clock. 6 o'clock is next. Stanford at Oregon. That game, Oregon at Stanford. Sorry, ESPN. I'm looking for Oregon to come back and win that one. The Quack Pack, the Ducks, gonna get it there. ODU, that's Old Dominion at Virginia. ESPN2, UVA, and the Cavaliers. Look for them to. They're a little hurt from last week of what happened. Look for them to bounce back pretty quickly here in that one. ESPN3, speaking of getting back quickly, ESPN3 will have Southern Illinois, SIU, at Arkansas State. Look for Arkansas State to bounce back after losing this past week. ESPNU, Ball State at North Carolina State. Look for NC State to win this one, just in the fact that they actually have some big boys that play ACC football. Finally, ESPN Plus will have Georgia State at Texas State. On ESPN Plus, the new ESPN Plus stat, I'm going with Texas State. 6:30, Charlotte at Clemson. That's on the ACC Network. Is there really any need to pick this one? No, but you know what? I'm going to pick Clemson anyway. San Jose State at Arkansas, SEC Network. I'm going for Arkansas, and the Razorbacks, and the Hogs, whatever you call them. Our old buddy Seth Lodrell in North Texas, they're home as UTSA is at UNT. That's on the Stadium or Facebook network. Or the Stadium Network or on Facebook. I'm going for North Texas in this one. They'll win it. The national game for CBS will be, there is a late game for CBS this week, as Notre Dame will be at Georgia on the CBS Sports Network. Look for Uga to actually get them again. Remember, they got them 2 years ago in South Bend on their way to the College Football Playoff National Championship game. One thing that really helped them on that is the play of Jake Fromm in that one. Look for him to stay hot against Notre Dame again and win it at Georgia. UTEP, Nevada at UTEP, ESPN3.com. I'm going with Texas El Paso. Finally, Nebraska will be at regular Illinois on the Big Ten Network. I'm going with the Big Red in Nebraska. Then you get a little break before the desserts start up at 9 o'clock. The 9 o'clock games are Sacramento State at Fresno State. On that Stadium Facebook network, I'm going with Fresno State. Pac-12 network will have Colorado at Arizona State. I'm going with the Sun Devils of Arizona State. 9:15, Toledo at Colorado State. ESPN The Deuce. I'm going with Toledo. 9:30, the Pac-12 After Dark game is with our old buddy. That's right, the Leacher again. UCLA at Washington State. ESPN, I'm going with the 9:30 game. I'm going with the Leacher, the Fighting Cougars of Washington State. Utah State will be at San Diego State on CBS Sports Network. I'm going with SDSU, that's San Diego State University. Yeah, it is. And on the Spectrum OC16 network at 10:59 Central Arkansas, UCA at Hawaii. I'm going with Central Arkansas. All right, guys, that will do it for this week's picks. Don't take any of these picks to Vegas, but if you do, I would not mind a little change. A little money under the table. Remember, I gave you these picks, but you know what? As I said, don't take them to Vegas. But you know what you can do? You can catch this and all my videos on YouTube, Boomer Sooner 1982. Also, Facebook, Harry James Taylor, or on Twitter, at Hypeman Harry. All right, guys, enjoy this week of college football. Peace, guys. Have a good week. Bye.